This is a video on a 1968 Ford Falcon wagon. I have to fix the roof because of this original paint, and it's coming off a little bit. Upgrades to this vehicle. Are the DuraSpark 2 ignition, DuraSpark 2 hardened distributor gear for roller camshaft X303, retro roller lifters, 351 heads ported, stock rockers. I got to upgrade the valve springs. The starting system is being upgraded to a relay and a later model starter with the high torque is going to be going on instead of the original solenoid with the old single wire starter. Going to be using the solenoid as a hot distributing box by internally connecting these two bolts and removing the solenoid part. So basically this is going to be like a fuse link or a distribution box. Now, when you use the late model, this is a 1994 Mustang starter on 302. It has not been installed yet, so I don't even know if it works. You have to get, I'm getting a four lead relay. You got to connect the ground to the ground. Which needs to be metal. The starting portion is going to go off your starting wire, and that's your this just triggers the relay for the hot. This solenoid's been modified, so both sides of this are going to be hot now because I'm removing the solenoid, so I'm not going to use that. So your start comes when you turn the key to start. It goes through this wire, which triggers the relay, which causes the relay to take the hot and send your starting signal down to the starter, which is going to go on into this, which triggers the solenoid, which causes the hot to turn on and start your motor. The hot, your 12 volts is going to go directly to the battery now. This is my starter wire. It now goes directly to the battery. and directly to the starter. Instead of going to the solenoid over here and having your solenoid jump to 12 volts to starter, this is no longer used. Your 12 volts to the starter turns on from a relay that triggers that solenoid on that starter. The solenoid then conducts the 12 volts via this wire right here. It goes right to your starter. Now, all of this is still here because I'm going to connect my 12 volts here, and I'm going to use this side for my accessories because all this stuff, this is 1968. I ain't rewiring all this crap. So I'm just going to gut this and just use it as a hot post for my accessories. And I'm still going to use these, although they don't work. There's no function here. All it's doing is connecting wires. The inside's going to be gutted on it. So this is just wires connected together and just kind of held onto the post. And these are going to be connected. And this is going to run a wire down to my starter, which I haven't put on yet. But the wire is going to run down to the starter, which is going to trigger the solenoid off of that. Blue wire. The reason the blue wire is connected is because whenever you use this solenoid, it sends 12 volts directly into these wires. That's what this is. These 12 volts are going to be connected, and all these wires are going to be 12 volts connected. When you stop, everything turns off. When you turn the key, let the key go off start, all of this goes dead. That's what's supposed to happen. Now again, this is all in theory because I haven't even put the starter in yet. But that's the hard starting issue with this 331 stroker is driving me up a freaking wall. This is a spread bore. 7002 spread bore vacuum secondary, rebuilt jets for X303 331 stroker all the way down to 50 on the Holly jets on the front right now. It's still running rich. I had a Holly 4-barrel 750 on here. I was getting 17 miles to the gallon. And I've got a spread bore on here now. And I'm all the way down jetted to 50. And I got 45, 47, 48 ordered to step these jets down even more. What the final jetting is going to end up being on this car, I have no idea. But again, it was already getting 17 miles to the gallon with 750 double pumper. So I'm interested to see what kind of mileage I get out of the setup with a 542 lift, 542 intake and exhaust lift. Ford Performance X303. This motor is probably going to come out for rebuild because it needs to be freshened up. These are the upgrades to the 68 Ford Falcon. This fan, if you get a serpentine belt fan, it's going to go the opposite direction. Which means when it turns, it's going to be blowing the air the wrong way. I already did this. This is the correct fan because now it's blowing the air that way. You can tell because the blades are going that way. If you got a fan that's serpentine, the blades are going to be facing the other way and they're going to be pushing air through, and this thing overheated. when my sister was driving it, it blew antifreeze everywhere. So anyway,